So this guy was here and he's helping me do some of the work on the deck. And he's like, hey, look at all your wood. And I was like, what? And then I realized he meant the deck wood.
No, he was hitting on you.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey there, and welcome once again to the Rural Juror Brewery Tour.
Well said.
Thanks. I said it really quickly that time.
You really did.
Well, zooming through it.
Right at the beginning of the episode.
Lots of practice, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So today, we're going to be looking at flavored ales.
Mm-hmm.
And this was inspired by a recent trip that I took with my wife to the east coast of Lake Huron, where we stayed in Bayfield. And just outside of Bayfield, we mentioned on a previous episode, there's a place called Stonehouse Brewing.
Yes.
There's also another place called Bad Apple, and a third brewery called River Road,
Yeah.
which is amazing because it's a town of 1,100 people and they've got 3 breweries within 10 minutes.
They need to.
I would too if I lived there. Just
beautiful.
kidding. Wonderful
Beautiful.
town. Sure, it's
Very,
a great
very
place to live. So today we're going to be starting with a beer from River Road Brewing called Queen Bee. And Queen Bee...
That was a song.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think that was a song.
Isn't that what they also call Beyonce?
Oh, I don't know, maybe.
I think that's one of the nicknames. So the Queen Bee is a lavender honey almond pale ale.
Lavender honey almond?
Yes, lavender honey almond.
Almond.
You know, some people don't pronounce the L in almond. They
It's
go
kinda like-
almond instead of almond.
It's kind of like February.
Yeah, well, you have to pronounce all the R's.
February.
It's February. It's not
February.
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 February. There's
Yes.
an R there. You got to
Almond.
pronounce it. Yes.
Like the almond
Exactly.
brothers.
That and Knight.
Absolutely.
This is a 5.3%.
So it's an ale that they've just added this stuff to. I've never had almond in a beer before.
Never.
Never.
I can't see why not.
But
Almond
I
flavoring
haven't.
is wonderful in so many things.
I mean, there's different nuts in browns.
Yeah.
Right. Like
Yeah.
you know, you get
Yeah.
all the honey nut and all that stuff. So this
Filiberts.
is like, that's right. We get the honey and the lavender with just a different type of nut, an almond nut. And I don't think I've ever had one.
I really enjoy the taste of almonds, especially when they're extracted. So
Extracted?
like marzipan or in almond extract used in
I
cookies.
see. Yes.
I don't know, maybe you just clean this glass. Are you getting a hint of chlorine?
No, I don't think so.
Oh no. Okay, now I'm
Could
getting
be the
something
pool.
else.
There's a pool back there.
Maybe that hint of lavender on it.
I'm getting some lavender. It's not much. It's very subtle. It's just smelling like beer, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah. I'm getting a little bit of sweet on the finish.
lots of sweet. I'm getting lots of honey in there, a complex kind of honey, a little bit of the lavender.
I gotta tell you, I'm looking for lavender and almond and I'm not getting it yet.
I'm getting the lavender. I don't know if I'm getting the almond yet. I might maybe on the next one.
Yeah, they're nuts to use the word almond on the label because I'm not getting anything.
Oh, nuts to use the word almond.
I was talking to the brewer in Shelby Fine. Not Shell. No?
Hell.
No. Okay. I'd butter stop this.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this tastes like beer to me.
This just is a nice beer.
If there are flavors there, they're too subtle for me
It's
to pick up just yet.
It tastes to me like a honey brown that is not very brown. Close your
Okay.
eyes. Close your eyes and drink this.
I don't trust you. Oh, you closed your eyes for me. Is that you showing me it's safe to do so?
Yes.
Of course it is. I kept them closed after.
I know. You weren't sure what was going to be rubbing your ear there.
Why would closing my eyes make the taste come out stronger?
Because you're gonna use your taste senses more. Because right now you're looking at this beer and you're saying this is not a brown ale. But I bet if you were to truly have this blindfolded up against another honey brown lager,
So you know what I do when I drink beer is I put on a blindfold and I hold myself against a honey brown lager.
That's just I know you do. That's your Friday night. It's a honey brown lager. Yes. Like in flannel.
Yes, chop chop. Yeah, clang. Easy drinking beer.
Oh yes.
No problem to get through this.
Oh,
This tastes like beer, and it doesn't taste like bad beer. It tastes like good beer.
it's a very nice beer.
Expectations get in the way because I'm expecting the lavender to come through a little stronger and the almond to come through a little
Yes.
stronger. And almond is a subtle flavor. Okay?
Can be.
Almond is subtle like the B in subtle and the L in almond. It's the sort of flavor that you may not notice except in an aftertaste. Or you may not notice at first and then it comes in a little in the middle of the beer.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if some of the bitterness that you get off of the, the skins of the almond, if that's present there.
It could be. Yeah. Next up is Thanks Ale Latte. Thanks ale latte. Like, thanks a lot, eh? Canadian.
Oh, now I get it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
This is a coffee and coconut milk pale ale from, again, River Road. It's a collaboration with Shop Bike Coffee. Is that a local coffee place?
It is. So when I went to this River Road Brewing, and they've got this beautiful farm, and they've got hops out front, and you can sit, and this cat walked up and introduced itself to us.
Oh, yeah? What was her name?
The cat tried to pull, you know how cats are monsters on the inside, but they try and present themselves as wonderful and cuddly, fluffy pets. So this one pulls up next, and it does that thing where it like rubs its face against you and then stands there and shows you its butt and whatever. So
Presents.
well, yes, and that happens only with cats on farms. So there we are, and the cat walks up, and then so I pet its back, and it lays down on the ground, and I looked at it, and I went, I'm not falling for that. I know you're kind. If I touch your stomach, you're gonna swat me with your claws. So I petted, I touched the stomach, it swatted, I pulled my hand out of the way in time. It's like, see, I outsmarted you. Smart. Smarter than a dumb cat. So,
What did that have to do with the coffee place?
oh yeah, the coffee place. I was just talking about the brewery. But I go to this brewery, and they've got
The
two...
coffee place. We're talking about the coffee.
I'll get to the coffee. Well, you want to back off of it, baby?
Is this going to be a half-hour episode?
Isn't that more up to me than you?
I guess it is.
So, I go there, and they've got these flavored ales. And in my brain, I went, we need to do a show on flavored ales. So, yes, 2 in a row here are from River Road Brewing.
Yeah.
But had to do them. They're what inspired it. So this is a collaboration between River Road Brewing and Shop Bike Coffee. Now, Shop Bike Coffee is their local coffee shop. Bayfield, like most small towns, has a main street. I'm still talking. I haven't even sniffed. You're already drinking. You want to slow it down there a bit, buddy?
Nope.
It's the coffee, right? Okay, just keep it to yourself for a minute. So, Bayfield has a main street with shops, tourist traps.
Nothing. Keep talking.
I can see you.
No, you can't.
Yeah, right in the camera there.
No, that's not me.
Okay, so Shop Bike Coffee is their local coffee shop. It's also a candy store.
I bet.
So the place is loaded with candy, and they've got all sorts of different kinds of coffee. They've got a gelato bar as well. Nice little business that they've got going on there. The espresso was quite good, and they serve it many different ways. So yeah, on the nose of this, I'm expecting coffee bean. And I'm getting fresh coffee bean. I'm not getting espresso, but I'm getting fresh coffee bean.
Fresh coffee, yes. Lots of fresh coffee. The taste of this is wonderful.
I'm not there yet. You want to give me a minute? For God's sake, you asked. You're like, Shop Bike Coffee, tell me. So I tell you about it, and you're like, I need to drink to get through this story.
I expected, like, it's the local coffee shop. I went there. It's really cool. They have, like, Jurgeschiff and Nika coffee or something.
Informed about coffee.
See, exactly. It's really good. This is nice. You get all of the I get the coconut. Oh, the
I'm getting
creaminess.
coconut. I'm getting fresh, light roast coffee bean. I'm getting creaminess for sure. I think that's that coconut milk element of it. And I'm wondering if maybe it's got lactose sugar in it. There's not a lot of information on the can, so I can't be sure. But it's got that creamy mouthfeel.
It really does have.
And the
cream.
fresh bean and the coconut, like fresh coconut.
Yeah, and now sometimes the coffee ales can really be pungently coffee. This is a good. No, I don't like that. I don't want to have like
No
a
counting
cold
for
coffee.
taste, man.
I know, but
They
this
call it iced coffee. Cold brew, it's a big thing.
yeah, but this is beer. That's the thing, and this still tastes.
This is
like
also
beer.
a cold brew.
Yeah.
You need a Venn diagram. You got coffee, beer, cold brew, right in the middle.
Yeah, this is still supposed to be beer, and this tastes like beer.
Affects you mentally, right in the middle. Coffee affects your mental state. Beer affects your mental state. Brown, things that are brown. Coffee is basically beer. Coffee, morning beer. But this is all beer on the taste,
Yes,
and that's a great place to start.
it's
Love
an
me some
excellent
beer,
Yes,
and bitter finish like a coffee would have.
it's bitter, but it's a smooth finish. It's not a lingering bitterness that's like.
No,
It's just a nice smooth done.
but all that coffee's up in the nose and at the back of the tongue, and it just tastes like beer.
Yeah.
All right, up next we've got Beret Fruit Pale Ale from Stormstade Brewing Company. This is at 5.2%, 28 IBU.
The beret.
The Beret, in fact, little
It's raspberry?
spoiler. It's a raspberry.
It's a raspberry
flavored beer
Is it the kind you'd find
at the beer store.
at the Storm State beer store?
That's right.
Because we can't sync because
No, take down
Copyright
those.
and-
We're gonna let that sit for a moment.
prints, right?
Yes, they had to print the labels.
Yeah.
The labels are
Print.
prints. Absolutely.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
song.
They were formerly known as labels. Okay, the prints were formerly known as labels.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, and there's a symbol for labels. So, yeah,
Weird.
yeah.
And sometimes people say, "What's that short for?" It's not.
Setholomew.
Well, actually, there was Sethiago. Yeah. When I was playing with a Latin band, I said my name is Sethiago,
Awesome.
and they were like, "That's awesome." I'm like, "Yeah, that's my name. I'm Cuban."
Iago.
Sethiago,
Sethiago.
like Diego. Sethiago.
More like Othello. Iago in that.
Yes. I
Beast
guess.
of two backs.
Yeah, yeah. Beast of
Green-eyed monster.
yellow-haired, purple people eater.
Wow, I'm quoting Shakespeare and you're going to that crap? Nice. So, this Beret, which is raspberry, has a bit of a passion fruit color to it, doesn't it?
It does.
And when you look at the
It's
colors
weird.
down at the bottom, a little lighter, up top where it's denser, a little thicker, but it looks like, it looks almost like a frozen dessert.
Yeah, it's
with
very
those colors.
and it's very murky. It is not a clear beer at all.
Well, I gotta assume that fruit was thrown in with that. Yeah, that's a fruit pale ale, so
yeah.
they actually threw raspberries into the mix.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna talk about the nose first?
I did. It smells great, and lots of raspberries. Oh, the taste is so good.
It smells
Like sour raspberry, but not sweet sour raspberry, because raspberries are truly one of my favorite berries. I mean, maybe even the top of the pot. But these smell a little sour. Yeah, the taste is slightly sour. People, I wouldn't know that yet, because again, not there yet.
Doing that. Okay, I'm
I'm gonna drink this now.
Really? I think you're gonna tell us another story. Okay.
Yeah, this is not a sweet beer.
No,
This is a sour, and yes, it calls itself a fruit pale ale, and sour is a different thing, but it has a sour fruit finish
Yes.
with a bitterness of a pale ale.
Yes.
But overall, I think it's a well-rounded beer, and the flavor of raspberry is lovely. The color's so
Excellent.
nice.
really nice.
What a nice summer sipper.
Thank you for watching the Rural Juror Brewery tour.
Well said.
Thank you. I'm Seth.
I'm Jay, and catch us next time when we try some more beers.
Make sure you like and subscribe below.
Bye.
Have a good one.
You want to explain your shirt?
Yeah. Well, it says, this
Oh, they can read, buddy.
paddle does
No.
nothing but
Assume
you.
our audience can read.
So,
I get that we're coming from a place of privilege, assuming that, but let's assume they can read.
Okay, so I'm in a band. One of the bands that I'm in.
Is it
And-
like a gang? Do you have uniforms?
No,
Do you
we
wear
don't.
bandanas? Do you walk the
Sometimes.
streets at night and make old women feel intimidated?
Yes.
Okay.
We also walk like this. And we decided that we were just basically going to one-up each other with how many different pedals and all kinds of crazy sounds we can make. And so everyone just starts geeking
Sorry,
out.
back off for a minute.
Back up, you mean?
No, back off.
Oh, okay.
This is how you have to talk to people in a gang.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, they won't respect you.
Sure, okay.
Okay? So, you play trombone. Notoriously pedal-heavy instrument.
Yeah, yeah.